said that looking back from the future, one of the largest catastrophes to humanity is not on Earth. The largest catastrophe is the colonization of Mars. So, first of all, we assumed at the time, until recently, when one of the angel gods informed us differently, that all 100% of the population would, in fact, be voluntary. Apparently only 50% of those colonizing Mars would do so voluntarily. But what we did on ourselves to prevent this is to find where we are always reaching for something across the horizon. Why would somebody want to go to a barren-looking planet and leave the beauty of the Earth? Because they think the grass is always greener on the other side. That it's always better somewhere else. And we wanted to look through our life and see exactly where is it that we're not satisfied with what we are, or what we have, or where we live. Whether we live in a tiny little apartment or a big house, it doesn't matter. It's there for us to turn into heaven, to make elegance and grace and holiness and beauty, something worthy of a God being. It doesn't matter if it's a hut. Nature is supremely elegant. So we looked to see where this discontent within us might be, so that we can prevent that. The other thing that we looked at is that many of those people, and this is something that already has been underway for quite a few years, the planning of it, but that many of those people looked for a shelter from the madness of the world, a shelter from heavy taxes, a shelter from having to work day in and day out. We looked at each of those three things, saw how we could actually heal them on Earth by healing things in ourselves, and then we also looked at where do we have shelters. I looked, for instance, at the fact that I wanted the shelter of education for my daughter. And I might still want education for her, but the fact that I think it shelters her from a lot of debts, from a lot of struggle financially, if she has the education, that is the part that was flawed, that I had to work on, is my motive. Whenever we have a shelter, life comes in and batters down its walls. It doesn't permit shelters. Many would go to Mars because they want shelter. So we examined our lives to find where do we have these shelters.